so tell me how this ambitious project came all together for you.
You mean the Chuck Jones, the Baseball Bugs project?
That's right.
So I'm licensed with Major League Baseball, and that's where I sort of started my art career. The league licensed me to create minimalist graphic arts for them. I was doing all the stadiums and mascots, and that sort of was my focus. And creating this minimalist style is bringing the minimalist art genre into sports. And then I've been doing that for about 7 or 8 years and has turned it into an art career for myself. And I got lucky enough to meet the people of Chuck Jones Gallery. They had a pop-up shop beside my gallery, and they happened to be set up. And I remember sitting there, and when they finally popped up, I was like, I really want to do some minimalist Chuck Jones. That would be really, really cool. Some Looney Tunes characters. And I was like trying to get up the courage to actually say, hey, to introduce myself and say, look, I'd love to do that. Would you be interested? Next thing you know, they walked into my gallery and they were like, I love it all. What do you want to do, Chuck Jones? I was like, yes, I didn't. So anyway, so I started doing a bunch of work for illustrations for Chuck Jones of Looney Tunes characters. And I grabbed famous episodes that I loved. So it was like What's Opera Doc, and obviously Baseball Bugs was high on the list. So to speed up the story a bit here, when Baseball Bugs, when I launched that piece, there was no logos on the. It was just him with his baseball cap,
Yeah.
And then we decided to have. I got a license with Major League Baseball, and I had Baseball Bugs, and I just thought throughout the question. I wonder if they'd be keen on putting all the logos on baseball, on Bugs Bunny, and they both embraced it, and they both said yes, let's do it. And next thing you know, we're launching this new series of a co-brand between major pop culture versus with sports, which is kind of unique, I think.
So you must have been in cloud nine when you got the best of both worlds colliding with each other.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I think we love, as pop culture fans, we love mashups. Putting two things together that we like in a good way, and it's literally sports and baseball, or baseball and Looney Tunes cartoons thrown in together. And I think I was on cloud nine. And then COVID happened, and then we couldn't launch it when we wanted to. So it's been sitting on the wings, and we finally decided to make this. It finally got ready to go, and we launched it just for opening day.
So tell me about the Bugs pose, because it's a scene out of the cartoon, but
Yes.
But I noticed that you actually put Bugs Bunny in the corner of the frame, and most of it is just the blue backdrop. Can you tell me about why you did that?
Well, a lot of my minimalism is about creative cropping and usage of negative space. So I think a lot of people just think minimalist is just, take out the eyes of a character and just make it flat colors. And I have a lot of gradients and shadows and everything in my artwork. I like to create a lot of negative space to help draw your eye to certain aspects. And if you would recognize it, if you recognize it, I don't need to show the whole thing. I just need to show the portion that triggers your memory of that episode or that ballpark or that building that you remember. And that's my key to minimalism. Less is more. And so I take that Baseball Bugs and I just try to crop them down and put them into a space that really is aesthetically pleasing.
Well, I want to hand it to you because I think it works. Is because when I see the artwork that you created, I feel like I'm the batter in the batter's box, staring directly at the pitcher, and all I could see is just his eye targeting the zone.
Yeah,
I think that was actually very effective. It's particularly with the pose you chose.
And he does. Part of the whole episode is he throws these different types of pitches. He has the screaming fastball, and then he has the super slow changeup, and so you never know what's coming out of his gloves. So. Or out of his hands. So it's definitely a really key part of that episode.
Now, with 30 Major League Baseball teams, so basically you created one canvas, but you could just change the uniforms and the colors and all this kind of stuff. The thing about 30 Major League Baseball team is that they have different types of uniforms and different types of caps and so on. Did
Yeah.
you get to choose that, or was there a committee? Did you have to consult?
So the decision was, I think well, baseball is all about money and sports are about money, and to create something very limited. The nice part about this business is I get to create a very limited number of each team, but I have a fairly large inventory if I do all 30 teams. So and then I was thinking, sort of fast forwarding, like, hey, like we can do the All-Star game this year. We could do all 30 All-Star game jerseys, and I can put those on them. Let's throw out an idea of, let's do limited edition of 5 only and make them really unique for a fan to collect. They have military games, they have players series games. So there was an opportunity to just take this piece of art and find other ways to use it to connect to the certain fan base.
Yeah.
Because I think the difference with a sports fan is that you're a fan of your team. You're a fan of baseball, but you're a fan of your team. So you want to see stuff with your own team. You don't care about other teams. So to make something very unique and very limited for that fan base is the model that we went with. So I went with the colored jerseys with all of this main collection. I mean, technically, we can always release the third jerseys or something else. We have already been a bunch of colleges have actually come to us and asked us if we'd be interested in doing a series for their colleges or minor league teams. We're reaching out to a couple minor league teams to see if they're I mean, obviously minor league baseball's been canceled. So a way for them to help maybe generate some extra revenue and create something unique for those fan bases that that, like, I think there's a lot of opportunity with baseball bugs and be able to swap the jerseys out.
Wow, so you left the door open. So you're saying, like, there's a possibility, like for San Diego, for example, San Diego Padres.
Yeah.
One of the most collectible Padres jersey is not the Padres one, but it's actually the camo one because of all the strong military presence.
Yeah, so that's military. That's a military Sunday. The team, every Sunday, the team wears a military jersey. Yes.
Yeah, and that's a popular jersey. So there's a possibility down the road that you could actually start adding more jerseys and different caps to Bugs.
Yeah, exactly. And then we can just make that a really small limited edition, make it very unique, because every year the jerseys change and everything's a little different, and we can go back in history too. So I think that's sort of the breadth of this baseball Bugs that of this artwork that I'm creating is something for every fan, but unique for every fan.
Now, right now, you are taking pre-orders for all 30 Major League Baseball teams, but it is a very limited amount of number. If I correct, it's
100 per print. Yeah, it's 100 per team, and
What was that? Was that deliberate at 100, or is that just usually a good number?
Oh, we chose a good number that we thought would be enough inventory for our the baseball fan base to want. Scarce enough that it'll be collectible yet available to those that want it. So yeah, 100 was the number we picked. And as an artist, you're always playing around with what your limited numbers are. I mean, but that's we thought was a good number.
And there's 2 different sizes?
Yes, we have a very large size. So I Photoshop mocked up these guys in the background for us. And there's 2 different sizes. There's a smaller 14 by 20, and these are 24 by 36s.
Excellent. And I'm curious. Has anyone have pre-ordered all 30 of them?
No, I don't think so. What I'm getting a lot of, though, is, can you do this character? Can you do that character? I think that's also going to be the fun part. Is using the same model and going, let's do Daffy Duck, and then I'll be able to create a whole bunch of inventory for that team, or Tweety Bird, or other characters. So, anyways, I'm actually working on, just quickly to show you. I wonder if that shows up. It doesn't show up. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
So so there's Daffy Duck for the NHL. So that was a little preview of the things that I get to work on and play around with when it comes to the artwork.
So with this licensing, you can expand it beyond Bugs.
Yes, absolutely. We're funny enough, actually, this whole project somewhat started with me drawing Disney princesses in different sports gear, and I'm quite popular for that whole idea, and just mixing pop culture together with sports is really kind of unique. It speaks to a unique fan base.
Now, I know you just started doing all of this yourself, but but in the case, have you discovered on who is the most popular teams that being pre-ordered right now? It's sort of like an informal survey.
I kind of know already. It's actually I know the Yankees, Red Sox, and Dodgers will sell the quickest. It's just they have the largest fan base. So I have a gist of what the market looks like. But I do have some unique markets, like Washington sells very well right now. The Nationals, they're high on their team. And the Astros used to be really high, and now they're not buying so well right now. So it's just it does ebb and flow a bit.
I know I'm a baseball fan. I would have loved to gone to a Astros game and boo them, but now I don't. The pandemic has taken that away from me.
Yeah, the love for baseball's filtered up, so I think that's good. I think we're just all itching for sports again. Actually, it was quite funny. I was just a side story. I was just thinking that we don't have any WonderCons or LA Comic Cons or that, it's Comic Con week right now, and we're actually planning on doing a big launch at the gallery down in San Diego for this too. But it never turned out. But I think we've done a couple of those cons in the past, and I showed some of this artwork that I've done, this sort of mashup between pop culture and sports, and we're like literally the only guys in the whole convention that has licensed sports art there, and it was quite unique because I'm different in the pop culture world, and everyone's either, you can be a Marvel fan and a sports fan, that's fine now. Like when I grew up, it was like you're either a jock or a nerd, but now it's so blurred that I think it's a good timing to start merging those things together.
So how does it feel that you don't get to that opportunity to showcase it at like San Diego Comic-Con? I mean, you could have easily did a nice party, thousands of people walking through. I mean, that's I know it is a sad moment. I could be spending my time at San Diego Comic-Con right now.
Right? I mean, all these guys are doing Comic-Con online right now, Comic-Con at home, and none of us know what it's going to be like. None of us know what it's going to, how that sort of will be received. But we created the art, so we're launching it online. But it's hard. I think art, like digitally, art looks great on your computer, but it looks so much better on a wall under lights, and people want to talk to the artist. So it's definitely missing a huge component of this whole thing, of being an artist.
So perhaps next year, is there plans to hopefully showcase all this art again once more?
Yeah, 100%. I'm hoping to, like I said, there's Daffy Duck for the NHL. People have asked me the Gas House Gorillas, who in that episode, that's who they played, the Gas House Gorillas. So I kind of vision Bugs coming in this side, and then one of the Gas House Gorillas with a cigar hanging out of his mouth on the other side as a complimentary piece. So yeah, I think I have a lot more to explore in this whole space. And hopefully by next year or the year after, we'll have some more different teams and varieties that people like.
Excellent, and I am so happy that you are keeping busy. You're keeping creative. I mean, I guess that's the nice thing about being an artist, is that technically this work never stops. But I do have one quick question before I let you go.
Okay.
And I always wonder this, is because when you sell these numbered prints, who typically gets the very, very first print that you hand them out to?
So I actually hold them back. I actually always hold back the number ones. This sounds morbid, but the day I die, we're gonna have a whole bunch of number ones, and hopefully they'll be worth more than they're actually worth then. But I do hold them back. The only times I've ever issued number one editions are actually to very close family and friends as like wedding gifts and whatnot. Or actually the Hall of Fame, I'm in Cooperstown, my artwork's in Cooperstown. So they actually have a lot of my number ones that I've donated to them. But it's for those type of things that the number ones are held back for.
Yeah, I knew the number, because no one could ever get the number ones. I knew artists actually pull them back for some unknown reason.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyways, hey Preston, hey, thank you very much for speaking with me. It's a delight. Hopefully next time we'll have more time and just talk about baseball for hours.
We'll do it at the ballpark.